Community Redevelopment Agency special meeting. Today is May 21st, and the current time is 6:35, and we're getting started. Please silence your phones. Keep your talking down where people want to hear what is being said. Okay, Mr. Zero, roll call, please.
Chair Guyton,
Here.
Vice Chair Spiritus, Commissioner Miller Anderson,
Present.
Commissioner Lanier, Commissioner Davis Paneer.
Here.
Also present on the dais, Mayor Douglas Lawson.
Here.
Attorney Chris Smith with Pittman Law Group will be joining us virtually. Director Latanya Amons with Development Services. I apologize. Director Amons with the Procurement Department. Jadelle Mercius, Executive Director. Anita Jenkins, Director of Neighborhood Services. Shirley Desir, Director of Administration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Desir. Okay, we're going to have the invocation and pledge of allegiance led by Mayor Lawson.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is a special meeting, so there will be no additions and deletions. Only those items that have been advertised. So we're going to go right down to number 2, staff, vendor invoices. Just give us a little summary.
So those vendor invoices are, excuse me, let me start all over.
Wait, slow down. Yes.
Are we moving into the agenda or we skip the rest of the stuff?
Yes, the
So
only
you have to
thing
approve the
that,
agenda.
only thing that we have to do is disclosures. Everything else, this is a special meeting. We're not doing anything but what's on the agenda.
But we have to adopt the agenda too and all of
Yeah.
that. Everything else?
Moving fast. Okay, disclosures first. Yes. Please,
Chair,
don't do that.
Chair,
Don't
I'll
call
handle
upon
it.
nobody.
Major Meyer, please control that. Thank you. Go ahead, Chair. Yeah, he knows that.
I have disclosures. I've met with every one of the developers and their team at one time or another during the entire process, the procurement process.
Mr. Chair, I would like to disclose that I have met with some members of each team.
Please speak into the mic.
I have spoken with some member of each team at some point.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I probably spoke with them at the very beginning. It's been a long time, but I would imagine from all of them at some point or another.
Walter, we need you down here too. Okay, well, Mayor Lawson.
Chair one?
Do you have any disclosures?
No, sir.
Okay, I've met with all of the, at some point, representatives
Chair one?
of the 3 teams here. Okay, now it's time to approve the agenda. I will entertain the motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Dr. Spiritus, seconded by Councilwoman Davis Pernier. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing no discussion, we'll call a question. Ms. Desir?
Commissioner Davis Paneer.
Yes.
Commissioner Miller Anderson.
No.
Vice Chair Spiritus.
Yes.
Chair Guyton.
Yes.
That motion passes 3-1 with Commissioner Miller Anderson dissenting.
Okay, we'll move down to the consent agenda now. Does any commissioner wants to pull anything from the consent agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
2A, vendor invoices.
Okay. Okay, we're pulling all of the invoices?
That whole item, 2A.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we're pulling 2A from the consent agenda, and that will go under the regular agenda. Okay, are there any other comments about the consent agenda? If there are no comments, we're going to move now to the regular agenda, to the item that was just pulled.
Chair
Okay.
Guyton, for clarity, are we removing invoices from the item, from the agenda,
We're
So
discussing.
we're removing it from consent,
and moving it to regular item?
regular, per Councilwoman Miller Anderson. Should be on the regular now. We'll go right into that item. I will entertain a motion to approve 2A that was taken out for the consent agenda, which are the vendor invoices.
So moved.
It's been moved by Dr. Spiritus,
Second.
seconded by Councilwoman Davis Prenier. On the motion, is there any discussion? Councilwoman
Yes.
Miller Anderson.
Just had a question about the EL Waters. There's 2 invoices for April 26th, one for 24,000, one for 17,000, both of them in April. Can you just explain those a little bit for me?
Okay, thank you, Chair. As we move forward with our mobility study, as you remember, there was an emphasis with the Corradino Group to take a look at the transportation master planning portion of that mobility study, and that's where we're at right now within our project or initiative, where we're working with the Corradino Group to move forward with the transportation master plan along with the mobility study. What you see is the regular $24,000 invoice along with that $17,000 from a Corradino Group. They've done thus far 2 town hall meetings consisting of data collection along with a mobility audit with staff and along with taking a look at the transportation index throughout the city or throughout the CRA.
Okay, so the mobility plan and the April, the one that says detailed monthly report for April 2026 for 12,000 is separate from the consulting 24,000.
It's all within the consulting scope, but that specific item, because you see that 2 times, it's coming from EL Waters, and then it's another one coming from a specialty study from the Corradino Group as well.
Chair.
Dr. Spiritus.
So, Director Merzius, so what you're saying is that we have a contract to do the mobility study, and they have subcontractors that work underneath the main contractor, and the subcontractors put in invoices to the general contractor on this, and that's why we're seeing 2 different bills. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Okay, so
Ms.
just
Prenier Davis.
may we suggest in the future a detail of that when you're presenting that, the budget or an invoice?
There usually is, or there should be a detailed invoice list of all the specific scopes that we've done throughout the month. For every vendor that we come across and we take a look, we put across in the agenda, there should always be a breakdown of that. So there should be one with that EL Waters.
Mr. Chair?
Councilwoman Miller Anderson.
Yeah, there's something here, but it doesn't really explain it or lay it out clearly as to why or how you arrive to having the 24,000 plus the 17,000 in the same month. And I thought it was 20, just a total of 24,000 per month, and then the Cordino group was they would be taking their money out of that. So why does it look like it's 17 plus 24?
Chair?
Yes, sir.
So what EO Waters has done is, with that study specifically, they need the Cordino group to continue specific transportation components. And with those components, they need to move forward. So we've requested within the scope of specific work, they've asked, or they've sourced two Cordino group to complete that work. Also, to answer your question in regards to the actual billing, when you take a look at the contract itself, there is the $24,000 component of it, but there's also specifically an opportunity for other vendors within the contract as needed to move forward within this mobility plan as well.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any further questions or comments regarding item 2A? If not, I call the question, Mr. Nair.
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller Anderson,
No.
Vice Chair Spiritus,
Yes.
Chair Guyton.
Yes.
That vote passes 3-1 with Commissioner Miller Anderson dissenting.
Okay, we're moving right into presentations now. Staff.
Thank you, sir.
Item 1206, RFP 25-4 Marina Village Phase 2 solicitation. The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Mr. Chair, we have 8 comment cards.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deere. Staff, summary of the ground rules.
At this time, I'd like to pass it to Director Amons, who will discuss the parameters for tonight's presentations. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the CRA Board. My name is LaTanya Ammons, and I'm the Procurement Director for the City of Riviera Beach. I am here this evening to present the RFP 1206-25-4 Evaluation Committee rankings as scored by 7 committee members and present proposals for a second round of oral presentations. As a gentle reminder, the cone of silence is still applicable for this solicitation according to Section 2-166 of the Riviera Beach Code of Ordinances, Section 16.5. The code of silence prohibits verbal communication between any solicitation respondent or their representative and any city council meeting, legislative staff, or authorized city employee regarding a competitive solicitation. The CRA Board elected on Wednesday, May 13, 2026, to have a second round of proposal presentations. Each developer will be allotted 5 minutes to provide a brief summary of their proposal, followed by a question and answer period. The order of presentation will be based on the rankings from the evaluation committee, with the highest rank responding presenting last. As a gentle reminder, these follow is the order of ranking. Related, rank number 1 with a final average score of 90.84. Forest Development ranked second with a final average score of 88.33. And Sonnenblick Development ranked third with a final average ranking of 86.73. As such, Sonnenblick will lead the oral presentations, and they may begin now.
Okay, who's the first presenter?
Chair, before we get started, although Chris is not here, he does want to talk about specific scenarios, legal scenarios, to preempt us before we have the presentations. Chris, can you hear us?
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
That's good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And
Attorney.
Mr. Chair, I apologize. I'm on my way to Orlando because I didn't get off the train in Palm Beach. I didn't hear the announcement. So I'm on my way to
TMI.
Orlando on a bright line.
Just go into what you need to tell us, Chris.
Yes, sir. At the end of the presentations, we're going to have a vote. And the way that it should go is that someone move a particular presenter or whoever they think should get the project. And if there's a second, then there's a vote on it. If there's no, if you don't, because there's 4 members, you need 3 votes to, I guess, win the project. If the motion fails, then you're open to more motions. Anyone, if a motion fails, remember during this meeting, can move to reconsider and then change their vote. If there's no one with a majority vote tonight, the project will stay on the agenda and we'd have to schedule another time to do another vote. If there's no majority tonight for a single project, and the majority would be 3 votes, being that there's 4 people at the meeting.
Chair?
Yes, Dr. Spiritus.
Yeah, I appreciate, Attorney Smith, you making this recommendation, but that's what it is a recommendation. The city council decides how we're going to vote and how we're going to make that decision.
Chair?
I think he was just explaining parliamentary procedures.
Correct. Yeah.
Just advising us
Right,
about
so,
how to move.
yeah, so you're basically saying, I think, Director Merzius, he's saying that we're going to vote per presenter?
No.
Or we're going to vote on all
No,
three,
no,
1,
sir.
2, 3? Yeah, I don't like doing it that way. I think that we should vote openly for each presenter, which way we want to go, the same way we do when we vote for a chair and a vice chair.
Chris, can you clarify a little bit further
Yes,
what you're saying?
what I'm explaining, after the presentation, after all 3 presentations, a motion can be made to award the project to a presenter. And then you would vote on that presenter and see if that presenter gets the majority of the vote. If that vote fails, then you're open for another motion to move to award it to another presenter. You're
Okay,
not voting, it wouldn't be a vote after each presentation. It would be after all the presentations. Then you're open, someone can move to award the project to a presenter.
Okay, so I just want to make this clear, Chair, okay?
Mhm.
I just want to make it clear that after the presentations, we're going to vote on each individual presenter and to see if they get the majority vote.
No.
No.
He's saying after each presenter,
After?
somebody can,
Can make
after
a
all
motion.
3 presenters, somebody can
Make a
put a
motion.
motion on the floor.
Got it. I like that. That's good.
If the first one does not pass, someone can put a motion for another the presenter.
I got it. That's
Yeah.
fair. I like that.
Okay, let's get started. I do not like long meetings, so we're not going to be here long tonight. Please stop with the chatter. I mean, it's all unnecessary. It's not making a difference up here. Staff.
We're ready.
Sonnenblick Development.
Chair, each developer will have 5 minutes, as Director Amos stated. We will start the clock. If anyone wants to follow, it's on that top right-hand corner of the screen. Do you see the top right-hand corner? It's right there. Worry about your presentation.
Got the clicker thing.
Okay.
CRA members, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Mayor and audience members, my name is Bob Sonnenblick. We've already done a little bit of background from the previous meeting. And keep going through. I'm here on behalf of the Sonnenblick. We're trying to click this thing. Somebody, can you time out here? Our clicker's gone.
Mr. Desir, stop the time, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Because the cursor's on the timer, not the presentation. It's on the timer, not the, yeah.
There we go. Okay. Do you have it so that you're able to do that?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I apologize, we're little technical stuff. The one bit of team information I did want to give you is since the last time that we were all together last week, I spent 3 days as one of the keynote speakers at the BiTech Hotel Conference in Scottsdale. I've just come back, but one of the issues that had been brought up, and I just wanted to share with you, is that BiTech, the conference, the hotel conference, is a national conference of hotel development people. And I'm very proud to tell you, on the far right, they asked me to join and speak at their keynote panel on hotel development. Keep going.
Mr. Chair, they still have the time running, so I mean, they may want to just
It's gonna start over. I'm not.
start the whole time
Chair,
over.
our apologies. Let's start all over.
Just start the whole presentation over with the correct time and get the presentation
Mayor,
prepared.
we got this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Oh, the timer's doing it. Copy.
Are you able to change that in 5 minutes? You can.
Yeah. 3 minutes ain't never been worth letting you.
So Chair, what I'll do is like we did last week, I'll go ahead and follow, I'll keep time of it on my phone, and I'll announce once we hit 2 minutes.
Okay, but the interruptions need to be corrected.
Yes.
It throws people off of the,
Absolutely. We're working on it right now, sir.
so.
And I'm going to just talk over, but this gives you an idea of the project.
Wait, are you starting now?
Yeah, I'm ready to start, yes.
Go ahead. Go. Yes.
Where's the clock now? Did you start it?
I started all over. We're at 5
You
minutes.
started all of?
Yes,
Okay,
I'll give a 3-minute notification.
okay.
Thank you very much. You're looking at our proposed project. 2 hotels. The first one is led by Margaritaville Hotels, their Compass brand. You're all familiar with Margaritaville as we've got the ocean liner right up the street here. And they have 750 cabins on each trip, 3 trips a week. Those customers now don't stay in Riviera Beach. They stay out at the airport. They would be much, much better planned to stay right here in our project on the Marina waterfront. What you're looking at is a wonderful, open to the public project. But here's a little bit of a discussion about ground rent, and each of you has been given some papers that I'd like you to look at if you get a free minute, but it shows what's on there. Our proposed ground rent for the project starts at $500,000 per year. You see a description of forest and related urban. And by the way, I'd like to compliment both of our competitors. They are wonderful companies, and we are honored to be in a project competition with them. But here are the numbers on what's coming to the city. This is for 99 years. The second most important part is the cash that is requested from the city. The Sonnenblick team is not requesting any money at all from the city. Our 2 competitors are talking about a new convention center.
3-minute warning. 3-minute warning.
Got it. Thank you, Goodell. A new convention center, and a related urban has put in writing their request for $35 million from the city for a parking garage. We are funding our parking garage for 1,300 cars ourselves. Similarly, the convention center, you're all familiar with this building. This building loses a lot of money. To do a 70,000 square foot convention center on this property would be a financial disaster and probably never get built. I would like to just add one more quick set of numbers. If the city has decided that it is interested in funding $35 million, whether it's for a parking garage or whatever, we would take that same money and we could up our ground rent by $350,000 additional, up to $850,000, if you decided you were open to doing that. The bottom line to everything is that we have designed a project that is open to the public, 5 waterfront restaurants, 1,300 car parking, and you saw last week, we are ready to go with our financing. As soon as the CRA board were to choose us, we could be started on this immediately. The project also has an aquarium, an amphitheater, and 100,000 square feet of waterfront retail. Our entire desire is to enliven the waterfront.
And very quickly, just wanted on behalf of our team, my name's Ann McNeil, to give our continuous commitment to be inclusive of our community for small businesses to be a part of this project. Thank you.
What we've done is put a best-in-class team together, from development to construction. You all know Kaufman Lynn. They're a wonderful company. They've done a great job so far, and our architects, who are also local, Leo Daly from West Palm Beach, has done a fabulous job. There you see our team members, and again, you see Kaufman Lynn and MCO. The key thing that I would give you from Kaufman Lynn is their commitment to local hiring. And as a result, we would like to thank you very much for the opportunity to bid on this project.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Colleagues, do you have any questions or comments? I'll start off then. One of the things that I'm focusing on, and this is going to be asked to all of the presenters tonight. This project is going on, as you indicated, public property. All of the residents own the property that we're here on. I want to ensure that there are activities and amenities that each economic status can participate in. I don't mind the high end for those who may want to come on the water and spend a lot of money, but I want to see opportunities for the senior citizens who have fixed incomes, somewhere where they can go and get a bite to eat, maybe buy some ice cream, some family things. Business, I understand you try to maximize the return on every dollar, ROI, return on investment. But when you're doing it on public property, I can only speak for me. I have a responsibility to ensure that our residents will be able to participate. I don't want them to be priced out of this. Nobody's getting specific about the activities that you may bring. You're just saying 5 restaurants. I don't know what the scale of restaurants are. And yes, I'm asking everybody. Because one thing that I'm not going to let me vote for is something that is going to exclude any portion of our community out. It needs to be something for everyone. Another thing that I noticed that I haven't seen in a presentation are like family activity events, like something like a bowling alley, a skating rink, something where the families can come over here and enjoy their property. And that's going to be very important to me and who I support. I don't mind the high-end portion of the projects. I do mind not having something for those people who may not be high-end or even middle income. I just want something for everybody. That's all I'm saying. It's the public property. It's their property, and everybody should be able to participate. Do you have any comments?
I'll go ahead and comment first, Councilman. I just finished a trip, 72 ports all over the world. Just got back today. And I totally agree with everything you're saying and brought back a lot of ideas. Our commitment regarding the programming of this project is to partner not just with the council, but also with the residents in terms of the programming that is going to be inclusive of exactly what you're sharing. Because first base is to present an idea, but the realization of that idea becoming a reality not only takes all of us, but it takes a larger vision, which the city has already done in terms of the programming of envisioning what the city will look like in the future when many of us are dead and gone. So being born and raised in the city of Revere Beach, we're in total, for me, not commitment, which is why I stood in front of our partner to give my personal commitment, because I still have to live here and work here. So I'll allow him to speak if he has something to share, but I just want to give you my personal commitment in terms of what we're envisioning for the city is a team approach with yourself and the other council, but also with the community as far as the programming. Thank you.
Ms. McNeil.
Yes.
Are you all envisioning something like I just indicated, bowling alleys, skating rinks, some kind of family activities that may not generate a lot of return on investment, but it allows people to participate who own this property?
Well, the benefit of being blessed to be on both projects, we have the opportunity, and that's why we brought a lot of people from the community as a part of our team, from the computer labs to the youth, and a lot of other activities that we don't have time and we did not get an opportunity to share. So absolutely, understanding that it is a business and we do have to be frugal in terms of your commitment, but working together with the city, we're committed to provide the kind of program that will be supportive of all levels of this community, including parks and recreation in terms of economic development for the individuals that live here, because a large part of making projects like this effective is the inclusion of people in the programming and in the businesses that will run the programming for the project. So the answer to your question is yes.
Okay.
And we can discuss that.
Yes.
Before you finish, just let me be specific to Mr. Chairman to answer specific names and categories that you just asked about. Among the restaurants that we're talking about, instead of doing the high-end expensive ones, we're not going for that. Here in town, I mentioned last time, Key Lime House, for example, is down in Lantana on the waterfront. It's a very moderately priced place. It's like Sailfish, actually even a step lower maybe in prices in Glenn, in your district, Sailfish out on the waterfront. Key Lime is one of the restaurants that we want to do. You all may be seafood eaters. Riggins Crab House, which is again south of here, is a fabulous but well-priced restaurant. And Tin Roof from down in Del Rey In terms of uses that you asked about, Mr. Chairman, we've got an aquarium coming in that is geared towards children's use, a fabulous operator. We've got a public amphitheater just open for public use, which we think is going to be great. And the last one is a children's swim park that we're putting in as part of the project. So all of the things that you talked about, again, we are not going for the very high end. In terms of residential, there is a wonderful project being done by one of our competitors up north of here. And if you want to buy a condo for $3 or $4 million, I think it's a great project. That's not what we have planned. Our units are going to be 1.2 million to 1.5 million. Yes, that's a big number, but it's much more affordable in the condos than 3 or 4 million, like most of our competitors up the beach.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Councilwoman.
Okay. So
Davis Bernier.
I'm in agreement with the chair, as I spoke last week, that accessibility and affordability are going to be key for my vote as far as the community is concerned. But Mr. Sonnenblick, what are some of the projects or programs that you've supported locally since you've been in the area?
We have put aside approximately $1 million out of our 1.2 million out of our budget to support local projects. I'm sorry, local community groups. I spoke wrong. Local community groups based here in Riviera Beach in terms of mentoring and teaching projects. And it's in our budget, and we're happy to put that in writing. Before we make decisions on which ones we're going to allocate that money to, we want to get input from the city as to these are the groups that are most deserving locally based in Riviera Beach.
Okay, have you supported any thus far?
We've made charitable donations, but not anywhere near the large number yet that you're talking about.
Okay, Mr. Chair, are we able to talk about like the fund that we were trying to get with, as far as community benefits regarding our, water assistance with,
The water rate
Mhm.
assistance fund.
Mhm.
I don't think so. I think that can be a negotiation.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, very good, because we do want to make sure that
Need to get
developers,
legal advice first.
okay, all right, very good. All right,
Dr. Spirides.
You have two phases in your project. So phase one is going to begin, obviously, as soon as you get your entitlements.
Correct.
When are you planning on starting phase two?
I would figure probably about 2 years from now. That's going to be our Hilton Hotel, our second hotel, and the second condo tower. But a good estimate is two years from now. And again, if the market is as good as we believe it is, maybe sooner. But we would start right away with phase one, and I hope it won't be any longer than 2 years.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the dais? Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair?
Dr. Spirides.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that we did have these presentations previously, so I asked most of my questions at the first
Understood.
presentation.
I did too. Yes. Okay, who's the next presenter?
Next to present is Forest Development.
Chair, as a reminder, each development firm has 5 minutes to complete their presentation. At the 3-minute mark, I will give a reminder and we will start the count right there.
Thank you.
Peter Batarian, Forest Development. Good evening, Mayor Lawson, Chair, and Commissioners. Thank you for your time. The project is built with Riviera Beach, not just in Riviera Beach. For Riviera Beach, this means the largest guaranteed subsidy-free proposal. Largest local team, no bonds, no abatements, no TIF, a true public waterfront activation every day. A waterfront built for the community. Four things only Forest delivers. Largest guaranteed rent to the city, entirely privately funded. The only community convention center proposal. The largest local team already working in Riviera Beach. The deepest community and workforce commitment. For the residents. Expanded Bicentennial Park. Reimagined amphitheater. Splash pad. Boardwalk. Food truck area and art spaces. 3 waterfront restaurants, including Okeechobee Steakhouse, who's here in the audience with us, a coffee shop, ice cream, and a rooftop lounge, all with the workforce provided from the culinary school within the Marina Village. And additional free public parking. Hospitality components include Community Convention Center, Marriott Autograph Collection Hotel, ballroom, retail and office space. A waterfront that's active, accessible, and alive every single day. This is built for Riviera Beach residents. Community Convention Center.
3-minute warning. 3-minute warning.
Hosting public events and CRA programming, cultural festivals, local gatherings, weddings and celebrations, marina and waterfront events, conventions and trade shows. Workforce and community benefits, culinary training school with 4 Riviera Beach resident scholarships every year. 4 scholarships every year from David Burke, who will open a culinary school here in the Marina Village. Hospitality workforce pipeline, local hiring opportunities, minority contractor participation. We will contribute $100,000 per year for resident-led community benefit fund. $100,000 a year, every year, for community benefit fund. Free electric trolley provided by Rose Trolleys. Economic opportunity, 1,500 construction jobs, more than 1,000 permanent jobs, more than 700 parking spaces within the community convention center. Long-term economic impact. We have a proven local team, 11 minority-owned firms and 8 Riviera Beach businesses. Our proposal has the strongest financial return without public contribution. 500 million plus new taxable value. Expected annual rent payments totaling 2.9 million per year. No public subsidy requested. No bonds, no TIF, no abatements. The city keeps all the incremental tax revenue. We have financing relationships already in place. We already own 30 million of real estate in Riviera Beach, mortgage-free. We're moving forward with the Oculina project and preparing the demolition permit now. We'll be announcing an upscale brand partnership for Oculina next month and are using local Riviera Beach contractors to build the Oculina sales office model. If awarded tonight, we will deliver the 3 waterfront restaurants, office space in 36 months, with the hotel following shortly thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Colleagues on the dais?
Chair?
Yes, Dr.
So-
Spiritus.
The hotel, I heard you say the hotel is going to follow shortly thereafter, so the hotel is not going to be in phase 1?
It is in phase 1. It's not completed in the first 36 months. It's completed in month 42.
Okay. One more question, Chair. The convention center, Who's going to actually is going to operate that convention center?
We've met with Informa, who has expressed great interest in it. They are one of the largest convention center hosts in the world. They operate all the boat shows, including the Palm Beach Boat Show, Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, but they do event shows all over the world. And they're very familiar with the area. They've been to the site, and they think this is a great opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilwoman Davis.
regarding the convention center, I still had questions about the competition with the West Palm Beach one. I still have some concerns about that. And I just want to make sure that even with having, because I love the idea of the convention center, I love this place, and I definitely want something, more improved to replace it, but I also want to make sure that it remains affordable for our residents. And that's going to be, that I'm a little on edge about that, because like right now, our residents can afford to use this, our organizations, our nonprofits, our families. And the convention center is a great idea and concept, but I just want to, again, make sure that we are not, in competition with West Palm Beach, where our prices are too high. And then, making sure that we have smaller rooms like this and not just large ballrooms, because we want to make sure it's used. To have a convention center, I mean, you have to have things going on all the time, or it's just a big building being wasted. So, I mean, I'm excited about the convention center, just a little concerned.
Understood.
Mhm.
And some of the points that you touch upon, exactly what Informa suggested, they view it as a swing space. It needs to be available for the city, for public gatherings, for cultural events, for sporting events, for weddings, for the city to use, for the CRA to use. And that's the way we view it as well. This is a community space also.
Yes, I almost said, sorry, Mr. Chair, I almost felt like it maybe shouldn't be called a convention center, but maybe more like a community center.
Agree.
An upscale community center, some way.
Agree.
Okay. And then another thing that, like I asked the other one, like what projects or programs or organizations have you supported in the community so far?
So for the last 3 years, we've been very active in the community. I cannot tell you them all, but I can tell you we support every Riviera Beach high school. We've given over $360,000 to Riviera Beach schools programs, $1,000 a month to Washington Elementary, $1,000 a month to Inlet Grove, $1,000 a month to John F. Kennedy, money to Riviera Beach Park. We sponsor the football Chargers, police activity leads, many more charitable events. In addition to this, we're pledging $100,000 a year to a community fund. Chef David Burke is going to open a culinary school. He's going to train people within the community for scholarships. 4 residents of Riviera Beach will get to go to a culinary school for free. He will place them in jobs here in New York, and they will have training.
Okay, thank you. And I would also, again, ask that you all connect with Inlet Grove with their culinary department as well, because that's another way that you can get involved with the community and support our local schools and our local students and families. So.
We definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Peter, same thing that I had mentioned to the Sonnenblick team. This is public property. Going to always be. The residents going to own it. And it's important that when they come to a new project, they feel comfortable that, one, they can afford some of the things that are in here. 2, that they don't feel that the affluent is kind of pushing them out of their own property, condo, boat yards, and my vision is by the entertainment district. They come down here and have entertainment, different economic statuses. One of the things that you're proposing I'm not feeling it. You have a condominium with the dry boat storage. I'm not feeling that dry boat storage. We have wet slips. I don't know if they full. But the dry boat storage, to me, gives this affluent impression. I would rather see some type of entertainment or restaurant or bowling alley,
Affordable hotel.
something that's more inviting to the average resident. Condo's fine. I'm not, there's got to be a money-making avenue in there too. But I'm not feeling that dry boat storage. Are you locked in on that? Do you?
No, and it's a very small component of our project. And just so you know, it's under the condo, so it's not taking up additional footprint. In our project from day one, we have an expanded bicentennial park, we have an amphitheater, we have a food truck park, we have a splash pad, we have a kids playground, we have picnic tables, we have shade structures, we have the swing suite space, which is open for all kinds of events. But if we don't want to put the boat storage under the condo, then we can revisit and do something else.
Okay, the other thing was the restaurants. Okeechobee Steakhouse is very good. I saved for 2 months to go and eat there.
On your birthday for free.
Yeah, nice. And keep it. But there needs to be those type of restaurants. I would need even a wing stop, something that the average person can come here chilling and they can afford something to eat while they're here.
Mr. Chair, can I add to that? Because everything you mentioned was outside. Like, I don't want to be outside all the time. I want to be able to go into a building and spend money, but I need it to be affordable and accessible for everybody, like he said, every demographic, every income level. And I love the park and I love the splash pad, but I also want to go inside and enjoy something that's reasonably priced, along with my colleagues and my friends and my professional friends. We don't all want to be outside under shade.
I said a bowling alley, a skating ring, all that's inside.
Things that we like to do.
Yeah. So
that's for everybody.
But the message is high end is okay, but most of our residents are not high end. But we do understand the ROI. There needs to be activities that give you a return on your investment. I know it's a balance, but as you see, it's important, at least to some of us, I think all of us, that our residents who may not have a lot of resources should be able to come over here and participate and enjoy themselves. Bottom line.
We would follow that. I mean, we're going to have 3 restaurants, and they're all going to be different, all going to be different price points. There's also a coffee shop, an ice cream store. As you pointed out, there's the other outdoor venues, but there is, moderately priced restaurants that we can frequent every day, and there's that special occasion restaurant that you go to for special events.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Dr. Spiritus.
Yeah, so I would just like, and all 3 projects, hopefully they'll take this into consideration. Obviously, Raptiki, who is here right now, is going to be have to move out and be relocated somewhere else. In more than likely, one project, I think they can still be there. But are you going to work with the local restaurateur who's been here, good times and bad times? And there's a young lady that's been looking to start up a restaurant. Are you going to give these people an opportunity?
We've already been in discussion with Dimitri of Rafiki Tiki, and we've already committed to relocating him within the Marina Village. So we're excited to work with the community and bring more businesses into the Marina Village.
Great, thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Mayor.
Thank you. And I do want to see, Peter, thank you so much for the presentation, your investment in Riviera Beach. you guys are currently building, and you're focused on establishing some growth for our community. I want to see that a happy median in our marina waterfront so that we do have high-end restaurants, with also affordable restaurants, and places for us to patronize as a community as a whole. Timing and time frame, that's my biggest concern. I've seen the development that's happening across this East Coast, and I see what's happening right here in Revere Beach. We have investments into Revere Beach where we've done a lot when it comes to infrastructure, but I want to make sure economic growth is addressed immediately. We need to start bringing in and generating revenue for the city to offset some of the burden and the cost for our taxpayers that's coming down the pipeline. The last 5 years, this board has been intentional about the water plants, the police stations, the fire stations. We've addressed a lot of that at City Hall. Now we have to start generating some additional revenue while providing amenities for our residents. So time frame is going to be vital, and then also the cost or burden back to the taxpayers. So I want to make sure that that timing stays consistent. That was my question last week, and we did have these same presentations last week. So you did answer that tonight within the first phase of 36 months, 42 with the hotel, and then also the contribution back. So timing is going to be most important. My concern and my question is, you currently have 3 projects. You did address in your presentation that you're going to be doing a demolition permit for Oculina site, which is on the north end, correct?
Yes.
Time frame on that, because we need to generate revenue across our CRA. This marina is the discussion tonight, and you mentioned it, but because you are one of the responding bidder that has other projects in the pipeline, I want to make sure that the capacities and time frame can be addressed and hit within the time that this city needs to build, because we have teams that are ready to go. We don't want to wait and phase this project because you're waiting on doing other project to come to this one.
So we are in the process of submitting the demolition permit for Oculina. So you'll see that very soon. Also, we have 2 of the largest contractors in Florida, Moss and Gilbane, here with us tonight. And we want to get the project done as fast as we can. We already own property in the area on 15th Street, and we're also looking at leasing additional property around our site to provide staging areas for the contractors, for parking. So we're a step ahead. We're looking at that as well so that we can get things as quickly as possible. The parking and the in and out is going to be a challenge. That's why we're taking the position to find additional land within the marina that we can use during the construction period. We already own a site there.
Thank you. And I did see a lot of the teams, the locals that you can provide opportunities. I'm excited to see Moss and Gilbane here, a major developer, but I want to make sure our locals are benefiting and make sure that that construction, we were intentional about our police station and fire stations where 50% went to locals. I want that same idea and energy when it comes to this marina as well, because once we build it, we have to pour into the residents and then continue to provide amenities for the residents after we build it. So I just want that to be the same mindset across the board for all the teams. Thank you.
Very mindful of that.
Thank you to the entire team that's here.
Chair?
Dr. Spiritus.
Okay, can you just give us a little insight where you are in financing this project? Have you talked to banks and other funding sources with respect to this specific project?
So we're in the sort of financing market all the time on projects that we have. We're paying off a very large loan already right now. It's going to get paid off in the next 30 days. They've already expressed interest in the project. I've driven them by the marina site. They love it. So we have financing partners that are interested in the site.
Thank you.
A follow-up to that. I know that your presentation indicated that you will not be asking for any funds from the city. Is that correct?
That is correct.
One of the trends now are the electric cars. Would there be any charging stations or anything that will accommodate people who want to come here and spend money, but they got an electric car and they may want to charge it?
Yes, we put them in all of our projects now. We have electric car charging stations in all of our projects for the public.
Okay. Any further questions? If not, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much.
The next presenter is
Related.
related.
Chair, as a quick reminder, Each development firm has 5 minutes to present. At the 3-minute mark, we will be reminding that developer that there's 3 minutes left.
So the staff is ready. Are you ready, staff?
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the council, and Mayor. Albert Milo, President of Related Urban. As I mentioned last week, our proposal is a joint venture between Tesoro Partners, BH Group, and PEB Enterprises. So we're, it's a group that's worked together, has got several projects in the pipeline already. So it's not something that we're coming together for the first time here. Just the opportunity. We didn't go for the largest project. We thought that we had a little bit more in tune with some of the dialogue that we've heard in our previous meetings and in our previous work here on elements 7 and 8. So our project is a $245 million project, 224 condos, 120 hotel rooms, 74,000 square feet of retail, and 1,283 parking spaces. This is the site plan. The key elements of the site plan are the first phase is that public phase, which we know that public parking is something that has been asked for in order to allow the overall marina village to grow. It includes the small business incubator, retail space, phase 2 or phase 1B, which gets built simultaneously with the garages, the retail on the waterfront. And then subsequently, once that's done, we move to phase 2, which is where the hotel and the condo units are, along with the dock parking and the additional retail. The completion dates for those are estimated in the second quarter of 2029 for phase 1A, fourth quarter of 2029 for phase 1B, and first quarter 2031 for phase 2.
3 minutes.
So our approach was to invest in the existing public assets. We're the only proposer here that in our proposal embedded money, number one, to preserve this facility and enhance that. We have $2.5 million allocated for that. We put $1 million for Bicentennial Park. We have in phase 2, $1.5 million for additional public parking, along with a new dock master space, and very important, 3.75 in a capitalized lease payment. To your question as to dollars to use for infrastructure and other things of that nature that the city and the CRA are facing, that's embedded in our proposal, and that's money that comes up front to you at the closing of the second phase as a capitalized lease payment. We talked about investing in new public assets. So when we talked about the bond financing, it was for an asset to be built that we would build as a design build for you, and it would be owned by the CRA and subsequently by the city from day one. That's a $38.3 million investment for you. When you combine that with the public investments that we're paying with our proceeds, that's a total of almost $48 million in public benefits. No other proposal includes that. We have our local partners. We're already working with all of our different local participation partners, and we have a 30% participation goal that we've agreed to in the project. And we already started, even just as last week, you asked about EVs, Mr. Chair, and just last week as I was walking out, I met Mr. Cover. He approached me. He had a very novel concept that I thought was very good with an open small business marketplace along with EVs. And we said, yes, we can make a modification to those 10 townhomes and include that small business marketplace, which is an EV marketplace. Very innovative idea. The TIF, just to clarify, as I said last week, it's a 10-year commitment, and that's not money that you're proffering. That is money, it's just refund money of the TIF that we are going to pay. We're asking for the first 10 years for that money to be refunded. In year 11, it goes to the CRA and subsequent to the city. So it generates $308 million for you. The bond financing, again, is simply for your public asset. We would build it for you, you would own it, and you would make the profits associated with that asset from day one. It includes a rooftop park, so it already contemplates additional areas for enhancements to the community space. It'll also produce over $500,000 in annual profits. In total, between the profits of the garage, the revenue share that we propose, 12.5%, and the tax base increase, our proposal is $2.4 billion to the CRA.
Thank you for your presentation. Colleagues?
Okay, Mr. Chair. So your project is the least expensive, but you're asking for the most from the city. Please make it plain to the residents and myself. Make that make sense, because that's the one thing. They may not understand a lot of things, but they do understand, well, why would we be giving someone this amount and other developers are offering to do the project for nothing?
I think that's a misnomer. And first of all, let's talk about the bond financing, right? This is not that we're asking you guys for a check for that. What we're saying is that we are going to give you a turnkey facility that we're going to build for you and give you as a design build contract for you, but that it will be publicly financed in the bond. So, and that asset will be owned by the CRA from day one, and all proceeds and all profits associated with that asset will be here for you. That is a big income generator for the CRA. So it's not that you're giving us money to bond for us to enhance our profitability. No, it's that we are partnering with you as part of that financing to build this public asset for you.
All right. Am I understanding that the other?
Davis Pannier, if I may add to that too, please. So we're actually building a total of 3 parking garages. We're currently building 2 on 7 and 8. And then at the hotel site will be the 3rd garage. We've proposed a 4th parking garage to be owned by the CRA because of the tremendous traffic built up on the waterfront. And that's where we would also place the incubator. You had many comments about what can we do to make it local and authentic. And so we view the public asset, the parking garage, as being a public asset. And we've already done a pro forma. We're not asking you to take CRA money to pay for it. Parking revenue would be sufficient to allow the CRA to earn at least $500,000 annually, and with the parking garage being paid for by parking revenue. And so that's our proposal. It's not money we're asking to give to the developer. We're building the parking garages to cover our own development. What we recognize, and even your studies have recognized, is that the demand on the waterfront, the charter boats, the fishing, folks going over to Peanut Island, creates a tremendous amount of traffic that with the new development, we recognize that we also needed that public asset to cover the public demand.
I have a question for the president. You mentioned the TIF, tax increment financing, which all CRAs generate, and they're required to use it within their district, the CRA district. You made a comment that you're not asking us for anything. You are paying us a TIF, and then we're going to give it back to you. Is that how I understood that?
Yeah, we're not asking.
Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So you're going to pay us, then we're going to give it back to you.
Your portion.
Yes. You said that we're not giving you anything. Once we generate it, it's ours.
Mm-hmm.
If we give it back to you, we're giving you something. We can use it to go and do other things in our community. So I just want to make it clear that we are giving something if this were to be approved. And I don't want people to think that somehow it went over our head up here, that we don't understand what a TIF is and how it's generated, and when it reaches us, it's ours. But when we give it back to you, we're giving you something.
Yeah, you're correct. It's
Okay.
it's a
All right.
reimbursement.
Long,
for-
long
yeah.
as we're on the same page. Okay.
Chair?
Yeah, Dr. Spiritus, and then I'll finish up with my question.
I'm sorry, you want to finish up now?
Okay. You go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
No, go ahead.
Director Merzius, I know that you are looking at doing some bonding coming up. What is the bonding limit of the CRA right now, and based on what you're proposing in the future, would we have the ability to bond another 38 million? Well, actually, it's 120% you have to put up. So would we have that ability?
Thank you for that question. We have explored an option for debt capacity. At the time right now, we've only taken a look at our bonding for infrastructure improvements and property acquisition. We haven't taken a look at the maximum capacity that we would incur for debt. That exercise has not been done as of yet, as we would like to stay within a realm of just specifically infrastructure improvements and property acquisitions for a specific piece within CRA.
Okay, so we really don't have an answer to that. You're going to work on that for us and get it to us in the near
We'll
future?
get you an answer to the bonding capacity of the CRA, yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, to the affordability. You've heard the questions in the audience. We want our residents to be able to participate, our residents at all economic levels. It's important that the resident, the senior citizen, those who may not have a large amount of resources, that they're able to enjoy their property. They own it. We just represent them, the residents. So it's important that the activities that are recommended and suggested, and let me say this too, and I'm sure my colleagues know this. I know that we've gotten some proposals, but some of this would change in negotiations. Would you agree with me with that?
Fair statement, Chair Guyton.
Okay.
As you get into the
I
nitty-gritty.
just want the vendors to understand. I know that you all submitted certain things, but in negotiations, sometimes things changes, and I'm gonna make sure that it's access for all of our residents. It may cut into your profit a little bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And normal course of business as part of that negotiation,
Absolutely.
that, even when you're selected,
Yeah.
there are still public policy things that the board says, hey, we'd like for you to address that in the negotiations and
Absolutely,
stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm just putting that there early, because we got one chance to get this right. One, to ensure that all residents can participate. We can go back and start trying to tear down expensive buildings and say that some of our residents can't afford this or can't afford that. But there's still a lot of opportunity for profit. I understand business. I'm not trying to put you in a position where you don't make any profit on your investment, but it's important that the residents be able to participate. Are there any further comments, Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And the same point is timing concern. The Director Merciers, how much time do we have in the CRA before the CRA sunsets?
13 years and counting.
13 years. So for our residents that are watching, a lot of residents have said in the past that all the money is going to the CRA, all the development's going to the CRA. In 13 years, when the CRA sunsets, which is to address slum and blight, that means all the money will go to all of the city. We'll no longer have a CRA, and the city will now benefit from all the development that we're doing. So just to be clear, our residents have been a little confused as to where this money's going. So this is an investment into all of Riviera Beach, from the west side to the island. I want everybody to understand this major investment and contribution of every project of over $400 million is going to go to the entire city. The development and the projects, a lot of these teams are saying 3, 4, 5 years. So by the time the CRA has done its part in addressing slum and blight, we would have invested into it. So using all the vehicles that the CRA has, which whether it's TIF, whether it's funds, my concern is that no team asked for any type of abatements or leverage or TIF request. And that's something that is also negotiable. As my chairman said, if we select the team tonight, that is the clear direction director. That's for you. That this board, I don't believe, unless somebody comes differently and says differently on the record, that they would support TIF dollars or any type of abatements or any type of support for our waterfront last undeveloped land. We want to make sure this project is advantageous for the entire community and benefits them. Residents have also talked about the concerns of the local vendors. Every team has brought different vendors from across the city, but every single person in this room has an opportunity to benefit from this $400 million project. I don't want any of these developers, regardless of the team, to look outside of Riviera Beach. You have a room full of people that can build this marina themselves, and that can be built through this. So whichever team comes in here, I don't care what team any individual partnered with or associated with or came to the table with. I want us to make sure that whatever team selected, they take into consideration everyone that's in this room and everyone across Riviera Beach to make sure they're building it. So when we have the major conglomerates, thank you to Related, Sonnenblick, and to Forest Development. But I want to make sure they understand that the people that are most important are going to be the developers, the partners, and the residents of Riviera Beach, and they're the ones that have to benefit. So those dollars, when we pick this team tonight, Director, that's part of the negotiation. We can't force them, but we can strongly request that they use our local, they make sure they make it affordable for our residents, and it's done within a timely fashion, because we're on a clock. 13 years is all we have for our CRA, and once that CRA sunsets, it'll just be under the city. So I don't have any comments for the team. I just wanted it for my director, but thank you also for listening to some of the board and bringing some adjustments to the presentation as well.
So,
Mayor, thank you. As we progress in this project is more or less not only just within the CRA, but a project for the whole city. We talk about the economic factors and the economic impact that it will have, and we're prepared as a CRA to intake that task and that project as well for the city as we move forward. Thank you.
so in response to Mayor Lawson and your comments and Chair Guyton, as I have no issues, and I kind of alluded to this last week. If it's the will of this board for us to, rescind the request for TIF, we have no issues with that. We will continue with our deal structure, and I proffer right now, we don't have to wait to negotiations, that we will forego the 10 years of TIF.
And just to follow, just one more follow-up, sorry, Vice Chair, but just one follow-up. Thank you, Chair. That is that time frame, because time is of the essence. Like I said, 13 years, which is, I believe, 2039. We can't have delays. 2014 is when this marina was completed, and we're still just talking about phase 2. You guys have started on development that's happening on our waterfront and made that investment, but that also is 12 years later. We can't have those gaps and delays just because we're going back and forth with different teams, negotiations and conversations, because then we won't be able to utilize the benefit of a CRA to actually spur development.
So if I may, Mr. Chair, to that point, I think, certainty of execution is important, right? And what you have with our team is, again, as you mentioned, we're already working here. You'll have the ability to have a cohesive master plan of how the second phase is going to integrate with element 7 and element 8. But also, to that certainty of execution, if you look at the proposals and even what your financial consultant mentioned, we were the only proposer that put our financial statement as part of our response. No one else did that. And that's important. It's important. Why? Because it's okay to say, you're going to do A, B, and C, but you got to have the financial wherewithal to do A, B, and C. And so there's no mystery with that. The RFP asked for financial statements, And we're the only ones that did it. And if you look at those financial statements, you will see in excess of $200 million of liquidity. Not loans that are subsequent to be paid off, not other future IOUs and things of that nature, or equity and projects that you built 20 years ago. Financial statements showing the ability to invest in your city and the ability to move a project of this magnitude forward. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we didn't go about this with the most aggressive, most expensive, biggest money-making opportunity for that. We approached it from a more simplistic perspective, from a more cohesive perspective. But we also, again, I think this CRA and this city has already experienced a lot of delays in the evolution of and the development of this marina. So you have the ability to have a development that's going to be cohesive and a developer that has the financial capacity to execute.
Councilwoman Davis Bernier.
No, I think I was just trying to elaborate a little bit on something that me and the director talked about when it comes to community benefits, because we have so many people who are, upset that only things are being done in the CRA area, but the community benefits that we receive can be used throughout the city. So I just want residents to know that this is important and that we will be looking out for all of our residents, not just the ones, on the east side or along Broadway. We will be, utilizing those benefits to benefit everyone.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Spiritus.
Well, Director Merzius isn't here, but maybe someone else in the staff can answer. Is this an opportunity zone?
It is not, just outside.
Just outside the opportunity zone, wow. Okay.
Currently, there's some new opportunity zone maps that are in the process. They're going to be coming out in the next 30 days. We've been working, at the state level to see if we can slide that line a little bit, because that would also be very beneficial as far as the investments on the capital gains. But right now, it is not. We're just outside the boundary.
Mr. Chair, to address that, there are conversations on the state level, and they're actually trying to move this marina and most of Riviera Beach into Opportunity Zone. That changes a lot of the dynamic and the value, but we won't know that for another couple months. So it's currently being discussed in Tallahassee.
We're on it.
Change it, right.
Okay, are there any further comments?
Well, Mr. Chair, I guess I want to be fair. So can you tell me any of the projects or programs that you have supported in Riviera Beach thus far?
So we're currently working on element 8 with the reentry program. That's a program, to allow previous offenders to get a second chance and to integrate into the workforce. We're also working with Ms. Pam Touzant's program on the incubator side, and that's another component. Again, that's why we included that in that garage, to make sure that we have something to spur businesses, because housing is important, obviously, but economic development is just or more important than that, because you need to be able to create that small business momentum. And there are a lot of residents and people with a lot of entrepreneurial talent, but you got to be able to harness that talent and help propel that talent to allow them to succeed. So that's why we put that focus in that small business incubator. That, again, it wasn't about the biggest, most profitable project for us.
Any further questions or comments?
I guess with regarding the new information that he said that they would take the tip off, like how does that get?
It's on record, and when we negotiate the minutes, we got it.
Okay.
Okay, any further questions or comments? If not, thank you for your presentation. I'd like to thank all three. Now we're going to go into public comment. First, I have to read my disclosure here.
Mr. Chair,
Comment, I'm sorry.
the public comments are for this particular item.
Do we have any general?
We have general
Oh,
comments.
okay, I thought we only had one. Okay. So we'll do it for this item first. And then I read the statement for the general.
Annette Dragon, followed by Anna McNeil. Ann McNeil.
How many cards do we have?
Mr. Chair, we have 8 comment cards.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Annette Dragon, Riviera Beach. Again, apologies for the attire. Karate class took precedence. I got a lot to say tonight. One of the things that is noticeable from all 3 developers is that none of them have actually talked about repairing streets, sidewalks, helping as far as the water is concerned, infrastructure improvements, or anything else that might happen as a result of heavy equipment moving up and down Broadway a lot. What are they going to do about that, and how much are they going to give the city to pay for that? I also notice that all of this development stuff is all about high end. I don't see any of the developers actually putting together a plan or program that would be for workforce housing, which is much more desperately needed than condos for the uber rich. I don't like the fact that the CRA and City Council seem to be giving away the Broadway corridor to these developers to make pots and pots of money, and granted the fact they're giving back into the community, but what percentage of the amount that they're making on each of these projects is actually coming back into the community? I live on the west side of Riviera Beach, and driving into Broadway area is awful. Another question, the outside consultant and the internal selection committees that have been utilized to help the CRA make their decision as to who's moving forward, seem to have recommended the same developer. Why is that? Also, what is the process of the CRA actually selecting whoever the developer is? Are there a set of guidelines in place for you to do this? I haven't seen anything. In fact, I haven't seen much about the CRA agency at all. I also find that this meeting was not very well publicized. And why was it so important to call a special meeting of the CRA when there's a regular meeting next week for the CRA? I hope you think that these questions are valid. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your comments.
Ann McNeil, followed by T.L. Wingate.
Ms. Desiree, have you closed acceptance of comment cards yet for this item once we start?
For this item, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you announce it?
The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed.
Ms. McNeil.
I'm not sure. Yes, thank you so very much. Ann McNeil, MCO Construction, born and raised in Riviera Beach. I just wanted to just come and just commit again, if our team could stand, if that's okay, no comments, just if we could stand.
Yeah, they can stand.
If everybody could stand for as a part of our team, we've put together the best team from this city with the best project for the city, for the best city council. And I just wanted to just, we had a lot of videos that a lot of people that we've already worked with were not able to participate because of a lot of things that happened last week and today. So out of respect for our team, I just wanted to come and share with you, we've done our very best by demonstrating our commitment to the city. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments, Ms. McNeil. Next speaker.
T.L. Wingate, followed by Tim Wingate.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
T.L. Wingate here. I'm just here to support my team, the Sonnenblick team, because this is a project that I feel comfortable with being a part of. It is a viable project. It's good for the city. They're not coming with their hands out to you. They are coming with their pockets empty to help. And if you're going to do something that you say that you're going to do, show it. Don't be like the other team by prevaricating time, dancing around the bush, making all these promises as if you don't understand. I normally wouldn't get up here, but I came here because of these gentlemen right here. When I spent time with them, knowing that they are sincere and they have a heart for the people, they are corralling people in to open up businesses that will support the city and support the patrons of the city. See, when we're moved into a role of leadership, we're all of a sudden thrust upon a microscope to be viewed by all. We're no longer judged by what we can do, but what we can get done through others. The Sonnenblick team has exhibited this in their presentation and in their conversation with each and every individual here today. I'm looking forward to being a part of this team. Unlike the other team, I was appalled when I found that Related had used my picture in their advertisement. I was not happy about that at all. So it shows me that you're trying to do anything to win. We are here to try to bring a project to the city that is viable for the city, to make the residents happy, that they are part of this new development. This is our last hurrah. This is something that is needed for this city. And the Sonnenblick team is not asking for anything. They are presenting you something. They are offering you something. Let's get together, sit down with them, because this is just the preliminary. And all the other cares and concerns that you may have, sit down with them, have the conversation, hash it over, and come up with a project that we all will be happy about. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Next speaker.
Tim Wingate, followed by Mr. Amon.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today about the importance of including local businesses as part of this new waterfront development. Specifically, I like to highlight the value of a luxury salon that can bring this project that we can bring to this city. As a beauty professional myself, I know that salons generate consistent repeat traffic. Clients visit regularly and they spend time and hours in the area after their visits. Salon clients are loyal, reoccurring, and they help local surrounding businesses. In addition, the beauty and wellness salons have become essential parts of successful mixed-use developments, such as the one that Sonnenblick is presenting. Today's residents and visitors are looking for experiences that salons can provide. I'd also like to share that I'm already in communication with Sonnenblick, and I am ready to be a part of this amazing project. In addition, I would like to state that I have the full support of Kerastase, which is a leading luxury hair care brand in the world, and I'm a nationally recognized artist for them, traveling the country to educate. With this type of backing, we would have education, entrepreneurship opportunities for the community. Finally, I believe it's important to state that salons have its own media and marketing as we bring clients that want to post, that want to share about their experiences in the area. So as a successful waterfront salon should be more than just a collection of buildings. It should be alive, welcoming, and connected to the community, including local businesses such as a salon that helps to create a great, vibrant environment. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Mr. Amon, followed by Nakasha Wells.
Good evening, Chair, Council, Amon, Yushraya, Riviera Beach. Sonnenblick has really created a championship team to benefit the city financially and also jobs. Sonnenblick has partnered up with Kaufman Lynn, who has on this particular project, not this marina project, but over at 86, has 10 to 12 local people that live in Riviera Beach that's working on this project. Kaufman Lynn goal is to bring this whole team to all of the projects that they're developing in Riviera Beach. Also have it been extended to work outside of Riviera Beach on several of Kaufman Lynn's projects. You have RDH Solutions, Riviera Beach business. You have Dr. Reuter, RBH, that's you, stand up, sir. We have Dr. Reuter. We have PIP Vision. These are local businesses. We have Burgess Communications sitting on the end there. We're not talking about what we're going to do. We're already doing this. We have Wingate Corporation. These are just some of the businesses that were able to make it here this evening. Again, there's at least 10, looking to be 12 local Riviera Beach businesses that will be working. Sonnenblick has already talked to 12 to 13 local businesses. These are people that live in Riviera Beach. Some of these businesses will create some millionaires. We do need to have some examples for our youth and our children. When we talk about everybody that live in the city that can participate with these local businesses that will create hundreds of jobs. Of course, me, Amon Professional Services, my whole painting staff lives in Riviera Beach. The local businesses, their staff live in Riviera Beach. We're not just talking about building buildings, but we must build some businesses. We have lost many businesses in Riviera Beach. It's time for us to bring local businesses back to Riviera Beach. And yes, some of these businesses will create some multi-millionaires. Thank you very much for your time.
Natasha Wells, followed by Chris William.
Good evening, Mr. Chair in his absence and board members. I know that you all are looking to take action this evening, but I think it's important that one of the respondents that you know about their current engagement on a marina about a mile from here in the town of Lake Park and how that project is going as of right now. That would be Forest Development, and they entered into a contract, into a lease agreement for their marina with for about $80,000 a year in annual lease payments. The town of Lake Park later discovered that that figure should have been closer to $1 million a year. Forest has promised you that phase one of their marina development would be complete in about 30 to 36 months. However, they told the town of Lake Park that Nautilus would be open by spring of 2024. Nautilus just opened in 2026. Additionally, they just told you this evening that Oculina is currently, they're about to apply for a demolition permit, but that project was approved 2 years ago. And if Forest is such an experienced developer as they have touted themselves to be, in an October 3rd, 2025 memo from the town attorney in Lake Park, it stated that the nature of the developer's site plan reveals an intent to maximize private development on the property with little consideration to provide accessible, usable, open space for the public. This is a current marina project that they're working on right here in Lake Park. And additionally, Forest actually forgot to put a lift station in their site plan and had to ask the town of Lake Park for an easement to be able to build that lift station in order for them to actually open Nautilus. That was one of the delays on that project. And you know how Forest turned around and thanked the town of Lake Park? They sued them. So if you want Riviera Beach's marina to end up in years-long litigation, just like your neighbor to the north, then I would consider going into a lease agreement with them on this marina. Additionally, the town of Lake Park actually advised them that they were not going to proceed with the necessary preemptive actions that they needed to take in order for them to start the marina development in like August of 2025. But Forest actually waited until after they submitted their RFP response to you all in November of 2025 so that they didn't have to disclose that litigation to you. So I think you need to be very, very clear before you take any action to do any business with Forest Development. I'm sure Lake Park would go back and do things differently if they had the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Chris William, followed by Cindy March. Lisa William. Chris William. Okay. Cindy March.
Good evening, Council. I'm Cindy March. I hear a lot of people saying, I hope you all build restaurants where everybody can afford to go to. But let me be mindful and remind some of you all. We have small Black-owned business restaurants right here in the city, and we don't even patronize our own. I would not support, and I hate to sound like this, but I would not support no one who gets up here and act like they got legal laws up under their belts and sabotage a company like Forest, who has done so much for the city of Revere Beach, who have given back so much to the city of Revere Beach. Let's be very mindful. When you say everything is going to be free, salvation is not even free if you don't have your heart right. So you have to be very careful who these people represent, who come up in here and stand up. It's one thing if you want a contract, but it's another thing to come up here with the he say, she say. That doesn't speak volume at all. And these people have told you and showed you what they built over the years, what they have given back. And you know what make me feel so good about Forest? Because they give back to the education, the children. So let's not be manipulated with personal vendettas or what I heard. Ask for the facts before you diminish a company like Forest. And please, whatever you do, don't get involved with someone that's going to tell us the pimps and prostitutes and thugs are coming. Please lock up your restaurants and then have every police from the sheriff department to Lake Park not allowing somebody that look like us to come over here on Broadway. That's why I admire all of you all when you all say, let's do it for the residents of Revere Beach. And the only thing I have heard so positive, and I'm not trying to put them on a pedestal, I don't know them from Adam House Cat, but they have put out there how many things they have built, what they give back, how many schools they giving back. They even put out there they will adjust what you all want done. A lot of us can't afford Burger King and McDonald's, but still yet Burger King and McDonald's is still standing. I do not want to represent nobody who comes up here and talking about how much and whatever, and they getting $100,000 and $250,000, and no, you don't have to have license to paint a building. But we need to move this city in a better direction, not with personal vendettas. And I appreciate you all. And I keep saying it. I am not supportive of some of you all, but I can stand with you all on the right thing to do. Forest is number one.
Thank you for your comments.
Mr. Chair, that is the end of comments for this item.
Okay. Mayor, could you push that door closed, please? Colleagues, it is decision time now. The residents elected us to do, make tough decisions. Let me say up front that all three of the presenters, in my opinion, had good projects. I think either will do justice to our city. When I mean justice, treat us fairly, negotiate well, and create a project that would be beneficial to most of the residents. However, we were elected to make some difficult decisions, and tonight is one of them. And I'm opening the floor for discussion, or if someone is ready to put a motion on the floor, you can do that as well.
Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, first, I would like to reiterate basically what you were just saying. All three of these developers are doing major projects in our city right now, and we'd like to thank you all for everything that you're doing and for your belief in our city. So you're all winners because you're all developing in our city, and I think you're all going to do well with your projects that you have that you're working on right now. So we just want to thank you for taking the time. Obviously, we can't pick all three of you, but I believe that any one of you would be a good developer for the city for this project. So this is a difficult decision to make, but I'm going to make a motion that the city accept the forest development project.
Second. A motion was made by Dr. Spiritus, seconded by me. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Councilwoman Miller Anderson.
I know people are probably wondering why I haven't said much while I've been up here the whole time. As they just said, all three of you did an excellent job. You had really good visuals up there for us, and I know that all three would be able to do a great job. But I'm going to tell you the very truth for me. I don't think this item should have come back to us to vote on right now. And because of that, I will not be supporting anyone tonight. There are many questions that no one in here seems to be able to answer for me. And until I can get answers to that, I cannot support this item at this time. I've been on the council for a very long time, and I came in when this building was just being built. So I do understand the need for us to have to make some progress because we haven't done anything. But for reasons you may not know, I do not feel comfortable voting yes for anyone tonight. Like I said, it's situations that I need to know a little more about before I can feel comfortable in saying yes on anyone. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Ms. Miller Anderson, please stop. Okay, are there any further questions or comments?
Well, look, Mr. Chair, I just want to say that I did enjoy everybody's presentation. This is a big decision, a difficult one because it's such a major project for our residents. I know that all of you all are working on projects. I know that all of you all have presented to us at some point, and there have been some things that have happened that I was not really, pleased with. And so all of these things I take into consideration when you are doing work, doing business in our city with our residents, with our businesses. So I just want to tell you, be careful. And I want to co-sign what the mayor said. It's so important. I remember speaking with someone last week on one of the vendors and, on one team. And I said, listen, you need to get to know everybody on every team because if that person isn't selected, you still want to have an opportunity. So like the mayor said, I would hope that you all would form relationships that whoever is chosen, selected tonight, that you all will work together with the residents that are here, that are doing business in the city, so that they can benefit as businesses in our community as well. So, and I would like to just ask my colleague, Kashamba Miller Anderson, I'm not sure, and this is no shade, is there anything like that you could share with us, like that you might need to know or that we all might benefit from knowing?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Councilwoman
As
Miller
I said, there are things that no one in here can answer for me. And that's my issue. It has nothing to do, you all free to vote however you want to vote. That's my issue I have.
Okay, no, the reason why I was asking is if it was information, you know what I'm saying, that may help.
Again,
with
I
this
said,
decision.
I don't know the answers, and there's no one that is able to give me the answers to my questions.
Oh, okay.
Any further questions or comments? If not, Mr. Deere, will you call a question?
Mr. Chair, we have a motion on the floor for forest development.
Yes.
Commissioner Davis Panir,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller Anderson,
No.
Vice Chair Spiritus,
Yes.
Commissioner Guyton,
Yes.
Chair Guyton.
Yes.
That vote passes 3-1 with Commissioner Miller Anderson dissenting.
Again, thank all of the participants. The meeting is not over. We have some general public comment cards that we need to entertain. Did you say we have some general public comment cards?
Mr. Chair, yes.
Okay. Hey, quiet as you go out, please. We still have our meeting going on. Okay. Now is when I read the statement. Comments from the public. Non-agenda item speakers, 3-minute limitation. Public comment shall be at 7:30 p.m. unless there is no further business of the city council, which in that event, it should be sooner. Quiet, please. In addition, if an item is being considered at 7:30, then comments from the public shall begin immediately after the item has been concluded. Please be reminded the CRA Board of Commissioners has adopted rules of decorum governing public conduct during official meetings, which has been posted at the front desk. In an effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the commissioner chair may have any disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting, and/or from the building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Public comment shall begin at 7:30 p.m. unless there is no further business of the CRA, which in that event, it should begin sooner. Any person who would like to speak during public comment, please fill out a public comment card located at the front desk and give it to staff before public comment section is announced. First card, and would you announce that the public acceptance is closed, please?
The acceptance of public comment cards are now closed. Annette Dragon, followed by T.L. Wingate.
Hello again, everyone. Annette Dragon, Riviera Beach. An observation. Even though there were many disclosures at the outset of this meeting, I still feel that it is inherently wrong that anyone who is in real estate or property development who stands to make any money either now or in the future should really recuse themselves for any decisions that are made about property development. I'm not comfortable with the fact that there are people within the CRA that are in property development and real estate. The second thing that I would like to look at is that I am not comfortable with the mayor actually sitting on the dais. Even though we like each other, we get along and all that good stuff, I don't think it's right that you're sitting on the dais in a meeting that you have no decision-making power in. I know that this has been under discussion in the past and that you were invited to sit on the dais, but I don't think it's right. Thirdly, one of the things that I am hearing all over Riviera Beach is that the general public, the citizens, have a general feeling of distrust amongst the CRA and City Council. What that's founded on? Lots of things going on that aren't quite kosher. The Sunshine Law is being bandied about rather a lot. And it seems to me that there is some collusion going on behind the scenes. Don't know who, don't really care, but I am not comfortable with the fact that the Sunshine Law is in violation. And I hope that you guys will address that at some time soon, rather than waiting to address it. And finally, the FBI investigation. What are we doing about this? What are they asking for? What's actually happening with the case? Have you all been subpoenaed? Have you all been asked to provide documentation? Whether it's via text message, email, written letters, or even the fact that you may have been talking to one another. I want to know. And I'm sure the rest of the residents in Riviera Beach want to know as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
T.L. Wingate, followed by Mrs. Williams.
Good evening again, T.L. Wingate Corporation, Mayor, Council. I just want to say thank you. I know that this job that you all have to do is very challenging, and I know that you're taking time out of your busy schedule to come here and listen to all the cares and concerns of the citizens. I would never come here before you to badger anyone, and when people do that, it's distasteful to me. I appreciate you guys spending your time to sit down and discuss items that are very difficult to vote upon. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Mrs. Williams, followed by Cindy March.
Good evening. Thank you, Foster. So now we're gonna have some peace about something. And the CRA, please come over. Send over some help on the west side. I just want to thank you for everything, what you're doing. I hate to say this, but I think we still have some crows that's trying to find the eagle and pecking. But you got to have the right heart and mind if you say you want to make this city move and start with progress. You're not in the driver's seat no more. But let's get behind the driver that's driving and make this a better seat. I'm proud of you, Mr. Guyton.
Thank you.
I got to. I'm proud of you, Mr. Spearman. I'm proud of you, Ms. Davis. I'm proud of two that sat here for 10 years, knowing all this here, and yet they didn't have anything to do. These people explain themselves so well, but yet you got a problem. And they ask you, did you want to say something? Did you have any fault with these other presenters? But you say, special thing, that's your privilege. That's my privilege. But you're going to be on the council, so let's work with that. Foster, let's do what we can do. And I want to say this, I did the thing about the eagle and the crow. But this one I want to say, I think we got some anaconda. You know that big old snake? That thing can leap from here to there. And I want to say, remember, Mr. Phil, when I told you, Mr. Guy, y'all ain't got into a sinkhole of mud. But we are here to pull you out and tell you how to, don't wiggle. You just do like that. You don't trust that because you're going to sink further. Don't get upset with them, but keep praying, keep trusting God, because time is going to tell. My husband spoke a message, say, time will tell on you, and it's coming up again. Remember that. Time going to tell, and it's going to come up, and your deeds will find you out what's done in the dark, because it's from your heart that you say you want to do this, and you had done that. To me, it seemed as if it was a put on, a front. You didn't really care. But I believe you did. You've been here 12 years, 9 years. So let's see and go forth. You voted for different ones to get up there with you on the side, but yet you couldn't agree with them. To me, it's showing what type of person you are, what's in your heart. Because it will tell one day.
Thank you for your comments.
Cindy March, followed by Doretta Polk.
Good evening again, council.
Good evening.
This is Cindy March. I'm a very emotional person. It might not seem like it. That's why when you hear the cracking in my voice, I thank God where he brought me from. I never told my story because my story is somebody else's glory. I don't care anything about nobody having no license or no job. Their hands on hands is better than anything. I used to build weapons for the Delta Storm, the space shuttle. I worked for some phenomenal companies. But because the color of my skin and what I knew, I was always the one pointed out in the workplace. I've been fighting y'all all my life. I graduated a year early from high school. They wouldn't even allow me to walk across the floor. You know what they put that stigma on me? You're not ready for society. Don't ever let nobody tell you what you're not ready for. Mental illness is real, but I serve Almighty God. That's why when I get up here and I tell you I'm not for white, I'm not for black, I'm not for a certain political party, I hurt for my city, y'all. I've been advocating for over 30 years. I've seen them come and I've seen them go. It has been a lot of corruption here in our city. And the only way we're going to get done and go forward is that we're going to have to learn to work together. We don't have to like each other, but we have to do what's right. A lot of people is upset about Evans gone. If Evans pulled out his cell phone right now after he invited me to the water plant, I text Evans a long text. I appreciate you for inviting me, but it's a lot of wrongs you need to make right. Can't nobody make it right but you. But if you don't see that you are the problem and people are shielding you, it will never change. What good is showing up for a job and you won't do the job? I tell the people where I work, I cannot be a leader because when I set a rule, I set it for everybody and my work speaks for itself. You all be elaborating, but I've been here 11 years, I've been here 9 years. I'd be ashamed to tell someone that. And you all want to recruit these people because the way they feel, you all keep your heads up high. Whether I like you or not, I'm going to walk these streets for you all. I'm going to knock on these doors. I'm not going into a church house just time for an election because God brought me too far. I got a testimony, y'all, only if you all knew. And I'd be deprived of staying in Berkeley Landing because of the board.
Thank you for your comments.
Congratulations.
Doretta Polk, followed by Tony Brown.
Good evening. My name is Doretta Polk, and I'm a citizen of Riviera Beach. And I just want to say concerning this vote, I'm glad that the related urban development group, that they did rescind the TIF. I'm really glad of that. I think that was a very good, fair and thing to do for the city. And also, I want to further comment about how the citizens feel about this council board. They do feel that there's a lot of corruption up here, and with 4 people that's on the council, I feel that the CRA, the director, Mr. Mercy, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Mrs. Jenkins, Mr. Nehemiah Spence and Mrs. Stewart is doing a marvelous job in taking care of CRA. I wish, prior to them even coming, I wish that the CRA was extended further out in the west area for the Black, because we do have that situation going on there, but that's not of their control. But I think they're doing it in a phenomenal job. And I just hope this city will heal. I do hope that. And I even said to some of the citizens about the 2 council people who weren't elected, but this is democracy. This is the bylaws. So extend them grace. Extend them grace. But I feel that at the meeting today, it was an event today, and Mr. Teltis, the Public Works Director, it was an outstanding event, very nice event. And I had the brief occasion to talk to Mrs. Davis Paneri, and which I have spoken out several times how to each of you all sleep at night. I say this because I also I carry this about being kind to people. And one thing I didn't do, I wasn't kind to a certain person. And I'll tell his name, I hope he doesn't mind, Mr. Eric Grange. I was not kind to him at one point. And I apologize. I couldn't sleep that night because I advocate kindness. I couldn't sleep that night. So how do you all sleep? Because you didn't give Mr. Evans chance to clear his name.
Thank you for your comments.
And that's what I'm
Thank you
talking
for your
about.
comments, Ms.
And how
Poe.
do you sleep? Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony Brown.
Thank you. He's gone.
Mr. Chair, that is the end of comment cards.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Desir. We're going to move into staff comments now.
Thank you, Chair. As we all know, this agreement or this decision moves us and gives us an opportunity to move with the developer, not specifically, let me start all over, I'm sorry. This agreement puts us in the opportunity to get into an exclusive negotiation with the forest development. This is not set in stone. This is not a decision that we will have to continue to move forward if we are not moving at a pace that of the decision of the board if we don't see fit. As we put here on the slide, we're talking about the next steps. Forest already is working with us with the 1851 development. We are expected to meet with Forest and make contact with them specifically regarding this Marina Village Phase 2 project. And the intent will be to more or less create a plan of action as we move forward, along with our continuing our weekly meetings. We meet on a weekly basis with 1851. We're expected to do the same thing with the Marina Village Phase 2 project. It is my hope that I can bring a report back to you all within 6 months at the November 2026 CRA meeting. And I would like to also remind everyone that we're still in a cone of silence. I also want to take this time to thank staff, our CRA staff, along with our procurement department. We've worked very hard within the last year getting this solicitation together, putting the pieces as we go, being flexible with the board, along with the public, along with the developers. So I just want to thank Director Amons and her staff with working with us. I want to thank our CRA staff as well. It's been a journey. We're not done yet. We're pretty sure we have a lot of moving pieces to continue to move forward on with elements 0 through 6, and we're looking forward to it. So thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Mayor.
Thank you, Chair. And to all the teams that actually presented tonight and the interest, this is a major accomplishment for Riviera Beach. We had national teams look at the city and want to invest hundreds of millions of dollars. So I'm just thankful that we had this opportunity. Thank you, Director, for bringing us to this point and continue to push us forward. And congratulations to Peter, to the entire Forest team, and for the continued investment into Riviera Beach. You guys have shown that you're really committed. You've supported our local communities, our events, our activities and programming, and I'm excited to see the product you're going to bring forward with us. So thank you so much.
Councilwoman Davis Premier.
I would just like to thank everyone involved. Thank you, staff. Thank you, Director Mercius, for your diligence at getting us to this point. Very proud of where we are and that we will continue moving forward. I will continue to listen to residents. I will continue to pray about my decisions, and I will continue to stand alone on my decisions. So, again, thank you for all you've done, and congratulations to Forrest. And again, thank you to all the developers that presented tonight. You all did a great job, and we just look forward to seeing the growth of our city and seeing our residents benefit from this marina project. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Miller Anderson.
No comment.
Dr. Vice Chair, Dr. Spiritus.
Thank you, Chair. Once again, to the community, congratulations to the entire city of Riviera Beach and its residents. This project's been going on for almost 12 years now. I'm glad to be able to have participated in the actual finale of this project and getting it out of the ground. You know, results you can see is very important. Talk is very cheap. Results you can see is much more important. We'd like to see these projects come out of the ground soon. To the executive director, 6 months is way too long. I expect to see an agreement within 45 to 60 days. That's what's normal time in a project like this. If everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, it'll be between the developers and you and our consultants and their counsel, and hopefully we can get this done in less than 60 days to come back to the board to accept an agreement. We can't wait 6 months. The next thing we know will be 6 years before we see an agreement. So we have to set some sort of timetable. Hopefully it'll be within 60 days that we'll have an agreement before this board.
Chair, if I can.
Yes.
So, sir, with that being said, we'll look to be as diligent as possible. 45 to 60 days is a stretch for an agreement, but as I stated with the report due back, that is a 6-month report, not an agreement that we're looking to come back to you all with. But if it's an agreement that you're looking for within the 45 to 60 days, I can see whether or not that's feasible with forest development. But I would like to make sure that we set those expectations as soon as possible. It can and cannot be done.
Chair.
Yes,
I
Dr.
just want to
Spiritus.
respond. I've been involved, executive director, in many projects of this size and larger. You can do an agreement within 45 to 60 days on a project like this. If everybody's willing and everybody realizes that common sense has to prevail, I think it could be done. I think we have to set 45 to 60 days to come back to us with an agreement, not a report. We've had the reports for 12 years now. It's time for us to get this project out of the ground. So please, this is for forest development as well. Please work with your council and your team and work with our staff in the CRA, and let's get this thing moving. Let's stop talking about it. Let's see some action.
Chair.
That's all. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Spiritus.
Oh, I was just going to say, so the pressure is on you because we're looking to you to make sure that gets done. So I know you can do it. I know you can do it, and I know they want to do it. This is progress. We're trying to move forward. So we are going to hold you to that, director. So do what you need to do. Let's get it done.
Let me say that I've had the pleasure that every time I've been here, there have been projects that have been percolating for a few years, and I've had the benefit to help kind of get them across the goal line. This is my home, Riviera Beach. I do not have a desire to be a long-term elected official. If it were not my home, I would not be sitting here now. And it's a sacrifice when you're an elected official. it's constant attacks because you can't make everybody happy. But one thing that I've learned to do is not make decisions based on the reelection. For me, it make me compromise my decisions based on whether I think it's going to impact my election. I don't do that. It is what it is. If people don't want to reelect me, should I decide to run again, I'm okay. But you won't catch me trying to gauge how this is going to impact a possible reelection. And I say that because I've been in the game a long time, and I hear that a lot. I don't want to do this because, you know, I'm coming up for reelection, or I got to run in a year. And that's okay if that's how people make their decisions. I don't. So when people come to that mic talking about reelection, it does not impact me, not one iota. Whatever God has for me, it'll be there. I would like to thank all of the participants that participated, the applicants who submitted, who responded to the proposals. Mr. Spirit has said something very telling too. Nothing is etched in stone. It's just the beginning. We have to sit down at the negotiation table. And that's where the rubber hits the ground. Because we're trying to protect our interests in the residents. I'm sure as business people, they're trying to do what they need to do to get a good ROI, return on their investment. And we'll see if we can come to some kind of middle ground. We may or may not. I've had some experience of speaking to the forest team, and I found them to be good, sound business people. And I think we can. I think we can make this work, but you never know. Last thing, there were some dates thrown out about, you know, how many days it should be before we get an agreement. I think it's doable, but I think it's important that each of the council people weigh in on that. And I like to bring that up at a council meeting to determine our commission meeting for the CRA to determine what kind of timeline. I would like to speak to who may represent us legally to get input as well regarding the complexity of this project. It's a major project. We have a lot of moving parts, different phases, and I certainly respect my colleagues' opinion about how long it should take, but I also would like for the rest of the council members to chime in and also have some advice from those who may be representing us. On that note, thank you for coming. The city of Riviera Beach is on the move. I see the interim city manager is sitting in the audience, Mr. Bill Wilkins. I see the administrator. Let's give him a hand. I've been with the county now since 1998. I'm approaching, what, about 30 years? He was one of the ones who was over the department that I was hired in. When I was hired, it was for housing and community development. The first job I had was running the Westgate Community Redevelopment Agency, my very first job with the county. And he was my boss's boss. So we're lucky to have a man that is as seasoned as he is, with a lot of knowledge and experience. Thank you, Mr. Williams. On that note, this meeting is adjourned.